camera seems to be overexposing lately. It's very bright and I'm not sure what's going on, but I will try and adjust it when I'm editing. So today I just took on the daunting task of cleaning my plant room in the basement, hence the state of me. I'm like, you know, just grabbed a t-shirt and put my hair up, and literally this room, so I took the plants out of here probably in May. This is where I keep all my plants over winter, and I do normally do some projects down here, which if you've been following me you'll recognize this room, but I literally could not bring myself to cleaning it, so I finally cleaned it today. So I'm going to show you what I did. Let's go. I will stand back here just to give you an overview of the room. So thankfully I am an empty nester and I have space in my home now that I can dedicate to my plants. So I guess 2 years ago I had this sink put in, which is a game changer. I just love it. It's great for watering and for cleaning, obviously. And in this corner I just keep all the items for my pond. And I also keep my big bag of Pro Mix. So this is the Pro Mix, let's see what it's got. It's mycorrhizae, high porosity soil, and I swear by this. I will put a picture on the screen. I swear by this soil, guys. It's amazing. I believe it's a peat-based soil. Love it. And then here I have my homemade grow tents, which I do have a video on, and I find these are great. Sorry, it's a bit noisy, but these are great for keeping my plants alive over the winter. You can see I washed like all my pots, well, not all my pots, I have hundreds more, but I washed a lot of my pots, and I also have a prop box down on the bottom. So did some cleaning. These are all, these are all they're actually shop lights, but they're 5000 Kelvin and they work amazingly to keep my plants alive. I did take down some of my foil wraps. I will put them back up for the winter. And then I have this little closet here, which is great, and I keep all my envelopes. So I used to sell a lot back in 2018, and I don't actually really sell very much now, but I still have all these bubble envelopes. So I have the usual what's in everybody's arsenal for making moss poles. I have coco coir. I have all sorts of little fandangles in there. I just have a box here that I keep my perlite in and some storage. So this is my plant room, and that room out there is very messy. I haven't tackled that one yet, and I will be tackling that hopefully next week. So I thought while we're down here we could do some plant chores. And I actually started this, and then I thought, you know what, I should really film this. And I wanted to show you, I buy different types of containers that I use as clear pots. And these here actually are so cool. I have already put the holes in them with my soldering iron. Boom, boom. And these I got actually in Canadian Tire, but I think they were part of Party City. If you don't know, Canadian Tire owns Party City, and they are little glass vases, plastic vases, and they actually work very well for larger plants, and I like it because I can see what's going on. So I did already put some holes in these. Sorry about that, guys, my card was actually full. So anyway, I did these last night, and I did these are soup containers. Whoops, and you can see, hopefully, I put some holes in them. So I do have a few more to do. So I thought we could do these. And then I also want to repot. So this is my standalana, which is just gorgeous. Look at this plant. This will turn clever if I turned it the right way. This was just a one-leaf cutting that Paula gave me, like definitely less than a year ago. I can't quite remember when she gave it to me, but it just has taken off, and there are some roots coming out of the bottom. Not too bad, but I think it's time that this was repotted. And then I also have this, which I've had in pawn. So this Actually, I'll leave it in there because there's water in it. This was sold to me as a tangamus. Now I have another tangamus upstairs as well. And the leaf on this, you can see, is not flat. The other tangamus I have, the leaf is actually flat. So I'm not sure if it is a tangamus, but I think there may be like different varieties of these plants. But I thought, I don't know if you can see how long this tendril is. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to repot this. So I'm betwixt and between. I'm half tempted to try this in soil. It's doing lovely in pon. I'm saying that now I have no glasses, so I can't really see, but I've had no issues with it. So I'm thinking I might try, because I do have most of my Hoya in pon, but I'm thinking because this is getting larger, I may try it in soil. So I'm going to have a little think about that, and we'll decide in a few moments what we're going to do. So in here is my Pro Mix mycorrhizae, which I showed you. I have worm castings, I have bark, it's actually reptile bark I bought this time, and it's quite small, but you know what, it actually works nice. I bought it from a reptile store, and they say it's bark from the, it's like from the ground. So it's nice and small, and I also have in here some cocoa coir husks and some perlite. So that's what's in my soil. Actually, I'll show you my soil. I think it looks quite cool. I like so that's my soil. So you can see I have lots of chunky bits in there, and I also put in some Osmocote. I mixed some Osmocote through it, which is a slow release fertilizer. I'm all over the place, aren't I? Let us transplant this standalana, into this pot here. So you can see we're not going up too big. We'll just do it gradually, and I am going to add another one of these little green trellises to the pot. So I am due an import any day now from Indonesia, from Aeroid Asia. It was sent on Monday, and it's been in Cincinnati. It just cleared Cincinnati. I don't think I've ever remembered them going through Cincinnati before, but today is now Thursday, so I'm hoping that it will come by tomorrow. And if it does, I will drive to Hamilton, which is a little over an hour's drive, depending on the time of day, but in good traffic it's over an hour. And I will pick it up and I will self-clear. If you are self-clearing, it is less expensive. But if you use DHL to clear, they nearly put the same amount again on top of it. So it can work out quite expensive if DHL clear. Also, if you're waiting on DHL to clear, it takes them so long. So if it comes tomorrow, which is Saturday, by the time they clear it, I might not get it till Tuesday. So if it comes tomorrow, they say it'll be delivered Monday, but I don't believe it will, because it's still in the States. But that was the original delivery date. Okay, so it's actually quite wet. I don't know. I'm not normally a heavy waterer, but I seem to have overwatered this quite a lot. You know why? I know why I did this. I was doing this at 2 o'clock in the morning last night, and I couldn't find my watering can, so I used my kettle. So I think I actually overwatered. So I won't be watering this after I transplant it. So you can see beautiful roots on that. I am going to put that into this pot. Yeah, my soldering iron is definitely not working. And I need to get my trellis, because it needs that support. Look at how top heavy it is. And I will get my super duper tape. I'm eating soil now. The joys of being a plant mama. And then I'm just going to put this tape around the trellis. For now, I'm going to backfill it to make it nice and sturdy. And then I'm going to add a second trellis on top here. So, which I'm glad I repotted. I better check the ones upstairs, because I like I couldn't sleep, and I was like, oh, they need to be watered. And then I'm like, oh, where's my watering can? It was out in my greenhouse, and I was too lazy to go look for it. So I use, as I say, use my kettle, and I think I'm not an overwaterer by any means, but I think I definitely overwatered this last night. Okay, so let me go find another one of these little trellis. So yes, so that is my Aeroid Asia order. I've ordered some more Hoyas, of course. What else? I also ordered, which was a bit of an extravagance for me, because I'm, you know, well, it was expensive, but not anything like it used to be. But I ordered a Florida Beauty, and it was $170 US, which for me, that's a record. I'm not one for, are they slightly different? Oh, I just noticed something as well. You can actually trellis these that way too. But this looks like it might be a slightly different size. But anyway, it should be fine. So I'm just going to stick that in there, and then I will put a link for these in the description. Do you know what it is? This has bleached in the sun because I keep them in my kitchen window. So that's why I think that's what's throwing me off. Okay, so I have to actually turn it this way, guys, just for a minute so I can see what I'm doing. I keep looking for my glasses and I don't even have them on my head. Okay, let me take this off again. And let me try and straighten this up. It's so cute, this plant. I absolutely love it. Another gift from Paula. Paula is Paula's Plants on Instagram. If any of you want to follow her, she has a fabulous collection, and she is super generous. Now, okay, so let's start with that piece there. I can turn it back around to you now. Isn't this such a cute plant? I've heard that she can throw out runners, and I hope by telling you this I haven't jinxed myself. But so far I haven't had any runners, and I'm just loving the way it's growing. It is in my kitchen window, which gets beautiful sun. So it could account for why it's growing so nicely. And also in the winter time, I do put a heat mat in that window. But I think that looks pretty good. What do you think? Now I'll be able to see the roots, and I just think she is so cute. Let me show you her again. So the standalana, she's cute. Let's see how that looks. Perfect. There we go. That looks nice in there. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for that soil, for the roots to spread through the whole soil, and it'll stabilize it a little bit better. Now, the $10 million question. Will I plant this in soil or should I leave it in pon? Let's see how the roots are. If the roots are happy, I will just leave it in pon. Sometimes when I take these apart, well, sometimes I'm surprised at how many roots there are, but occasionally it's like, okay, you were struggling a little bit. You needed to be transplanted. So I'm just going to use one of these cups that doesn't have any holes in it, because this is pon and I don't want to put pon in my soil. So let's see if we can remove this from, we can actually leave the trellis. Oh, I think this is very well rooted in here. Okay, look at that. Look at the roots. They're like whole, completely, it was definitely ready to be repotted. So you know what, the fact that it's looking so well in pon, I think we'll keep it in pon. So let me grab another one of my pots. and we will top this up. I do have a pot of pon over here to my left, so I will get that. And I will put a little bit of Osmocote in here as well. Let me just, so you see what I'm doing? I'm just sprinkling some Osmocote in, and I'm going to top this up with pon. So this obviously is loving the pon. Like I say, sometimes I take them out and I'm like, there's a bit of root rot there, but there's no root rot in this one. It is loving life. So I fixed it if it ain't broke, as they say. Okay, so that was simple. There we have the new pot with the pon, and I'm going to add another trellis to this one. Here we go. So you can see I have this huge tendril growing out here, and it was actually wrapped around my clementsorium tendril, so I might actually up-pot my clementsorium as well, because the tendrils are going crazy in my kitchen window. Now, I've heard somebody say, and I don't know if it's true, that if you're going to use a tendril, you should have them go anti-clockwise. Don't know if there's any, any truth to that, but let's just try it. Now, I think I might actually, some of the leaves are growing to the back, so what I might do, no, I'm just going to leave that actually. Okay, so let's try this. So I just had a little clip on this. What did I do with the little clip? I do have my tape upstairs, so I will get the tape. These little trellis come with these little clips, and actually here, there are some here. So let's use some of these. I just spent the whole night cleaning, and now it looks like it's a mess again. Let's put some of these in. Try to avoid nodes, because you never know when you're going to get leaves from these. Sometimes they put out leaves, they surprise me. Now, sometimes when you wrap the trellises, they die, and that's okay. They'll put out new ones, or part of them will die. One more maybe over here. And hopefully now I'm going to get some new leaves, because I do particularly like this one. I know it's not the, well, actually, when I say that, Paula has a Tangamus, and hers is completely different from either of mine. So I guess there are many different varieties. It's like the Rinsei. There are so many different varieties out there, but I do particularly like this plant, and I do particularly like the leaf. So I've no glasses on, guys, so I am sincerely hoping that this is focusing and not focusing on my face, because we know I do have a problem with that. Actually, let me come over so I can, is it this in here? Isn't it just so pretty? So I have taken some cuttings of this and I have shared it. So I'm hoping that now I will get some more leaves and I'll be able to take some more cuttings. You can see there's a new little baby leaf there. So this was the original leaf that it came with. And isn't it gorgeous? I love this plant. So guys, I will put links in the description for the soup containers. I put links for this pot here that I got in Canadian Tire. I put links for the trellis. And if you guys want to pick any of them up, please go ahead and do so. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you watched till the end, don't forget to put the green heart emoji in the comments. And as always, thank you for giving me time out of your busy day. Take care.